In this experiment, we will be using Benedict's reagent to see if there's a presence of sugar in Sprite Zero.
These are the supplies that we will be using, and then the Sprite Zero and the Sprite are the reactants, and the Benedict's reagent is the indicator. First, I'm going to take this pipette and I'm going to stick it in the water and get the water and then place it into the test tube as our negative control. And then Jonathan's going to take the Sprite and put it into the second one as our positive control, because we actually know that Sprite has sugar in it. And then finally, we take the Sprite Zero, which supposedly has no sugar, and put the pipette in it, suction it up, and then put it in the last test tube as our negative. Here we have labeled water, which is clear, Sprite, also clear, and Sprite Zero, which is also clear. Now we just have to add the indicator, Benedict's reagent, to each one, and the substance will become blue. So we have to stick the pipette and then slowly drop it into each of the 3 test tubes. As you can see, the substances are now blue in color. Now we must boil them to see the reaction take place, to find if the substance has sugar. Now we're going to go to the time lapse of boiling each and every single substance.
So as you can see, the water is still blue because it had no sugar and the reagent could not react with anything in it. The Sprite turned orange because the copper in the reagent came out of the reagent and clung to the sugar to make it visible. And then the Sprite Zero, which had no sugar, became blue like the water, so that tells us that it has no sugar.
The Sprite would be our product. The reason why the reactants reacted the way they did was because Benedict's solution is an alkaline mixture of copper sulfate and sodium citrate. The sodium citrate keeps the copper ions dissolved in the solution. In the presence of sugar, the copper is pulled out of the solution, making it appear its coppery color.
The practical use for this is that doctors use the Benedict's solution to detect the presence of glucose in urine, and if there is a presence, it can suggest that the patient has diabetes.
The reactants and the product are the same because the sugar is still dissolved in the substance. However, the difference is that the copper is visible in the product.